Hello and welcome to episode number one. Number one of Just Draw Already. I'm Jerry. If you're new here, feel free to check out episode 0. I'm not going to really count it as an episode. It's just more of a channel intro video. So feel free to check that out. Maybe I'll leave it. I've done that in the previous video. I'll leave it linked down below. And I think I'm doing a little video inception here because I'm linking this video to that first one. So you can kind of just go back and forth an infinite number of times if you desire that. In this video, we're going to dive deeper into the curriculum that's been laid out in that lovely infographic, which I'll also include in the description of this video. It lays out the 27-month roadmap for this art school at home. All right, that's enough of me. Let's switch gears. I'm going to switch it over to my computer, and we'll jump in and see what the curriculum is all about. Let's go. And I'm tempted to do the hand thing again, but I'm not going to do it. You're welcome. Maybe we'll do like a cross fade or something along those lines. I'll play around with it. All right. And you let me know if you like it or if you don't like it, because I'm not into the hand thing. So we'll figure it out. All right, let's do it.
All right, so this is Radio Runner's curriculum for the solo artist, a curriculum built for self-taught artists looking for structure and direction, which is exactly what I need and what I think a lot of others need in terms of recreating that art school from home. That's kind of the missing link, is that structure and where to go, because there's so much information out there. It's hard to narrow down where to start and what to focus on. And I think this does a great job of breaking everything down into manageable chunks so you can wrap your head around what to focus on. And it gives you some fun challenges that you can do within each of the units to keep you on track. And yeah, I think it's broken down really well. So here are the terms. There's 9 total. You can see that there's 3 units within each term. Again, each unit is a month long, so one full term is 3 months. It's a 27-month program. So it's a good chunk of time, but I think how they have it broken down is it's done in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming. They kind of, they lead you in, I think, in the right way. And they start off with figure drawing. So really focusing on gesture, looseness, it's trying to loosen you up and get your strokes smooth, and where you can sort of unconsciously put pencil to paper and not really get in your head about how proportion or perspective plays into it. It's more about the feel of the figure with what you're looking at. At least and I'm speaking a lot about that because that's kind of what I'm doing now in this first week, has been focusing on figure drawing. So yeah, we'll run through this real quick. So we got figure drawing, perspective, composition, and storytelling. So that would be the first 3 months. And then you move on to anatomy, perspective 2, anatomy 2, and then it's, the anatomy is kind of broken up into body parts. And yeah, and it's not saying, I'm approaching this in the way where I do the sort of homework, quote unquote, that I give myself and sort of what this course recommends. And I do that for like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how I'm feeling. And then I spend the rest of my time, and that's, per day, 30 minutes to an hour per day on that homework. And then I spend the rest of my time working on things that I actually want to work on. It might be animals. So you see in term 5, intro to animals, I might be working on an animal drawing in term 1. Even though I don't know necessarily how to do things correctly, I'm going to try, if that's what I'm interested in drawing on that particular day, that's what I'm going to draw. So that's kind of the key. And I don't think you have to necessarily say, hey, I need to draw for 30 minutes to an hour every day and hold yourself to that. Do whatever you think you can do. Don't put too much pressure on yourself because you don't want to burn out. That's the last thing you want to do. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So, if you only want to do the homework maybe 4 or 5 days out of the week, and then the rest of those days you can spend drawing what you like, approach it that way. Set yourself up to succeed. So whatever that looks like for you, it's going to be different for everyone. So yeah, this is the roadmap. And right now, like I said earlier, I'm focusing on the figure drawing, which is the first unit. I just finished up my first week of that. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about what I did and how I approached that first week. But yeah, there's some interesting things that you can read throughout this infographic. You can take a look at that. It's going to be in the description of this video. It tells you how to navigate the curriculum. It tells you how long it is. Like I said, 27 months. And then it gives you a breakdown within each of those units, what you should essentially focus on. It gives you resources that you can potentially use. Like in this first week, one of the recommendations they had was Proco Figure Drawing Fundamentals, which I would highly recommend. Also, they shout out Love Life Drawing, which is another great YouTube channel. Those are instant subscribes for Proco and Love Life Drawing. Those are very helpful resources. I spent a good amount of time watching the Proco Figure Drawing Fundamentals. He has a whole video series on YouTube that is free. He also does provide premium content if you want to pay and get more, I guess, information. You can feel free to do that. But I think the free course that is provided on YouTube is plenty of information to get started. You definitely don't need the premium, in my opinion, but it is a worthy investment, I think, if you're into Proco and his teaching style, for sure. And they also give you challenges that you can do for each of these terms. So one of the challenges here is 30 days of Croquis Cafe gesture sessions, which are found on Vimeo. Again, another huge resource, especially now that we can't necessarily go out and take a figure drawing class in person, just do this whole COVID-19 situation. So this is a nice substitute for that. It's obviously not as good as being there in person, but the Croquis Cafe, if you're not familiar, they have figure drawing sessions, essentially. They're around 20 minutes or so each, and they have a model go through various poses, and they actually have like a timer as well. So, 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute poses that's what they tend to do. Obviously, you can set your own timers and pause the video and do it kind of how you want to do it. But that's kind of nice that they provide this sort of structure for each of the units within the terms. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just following this curriculum, and I think it's just a way to keep me focused, keep me on track, and keep me learning in a way that I think makes sense from what I've been able to see. But as I go through this, I'm sure I'll have some critiques for how things are laid out. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So figure drawing 1 is what I'm on now. And in the next video, I'm going to dive into my first week in this unit. So to wrap this video up, let's just go over each of the units that are within the first term so we can see what to expect for the first 3 months of this roadmap. So like I said many times before, figure drawing 1 is the first unit, the first month. Then we dive into perspective with drawbox.com. If you're not familiar with Drawbox, wow, get familiar. It's a very useful resource for beginners. We'll get into that once we get there. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. It's another awesome free resource that's out there. So that's great. And then we finish with composition and storytelling, which I'm actually really interested to jump into that, mainly just because when I think about developing my skill as an artist, that's not one of the first things that comes to mind, even though I think it's very important as I'm seeing this. So I'm eager to jump into that once we get there. All right, we'll wrap it up there. That's been an overview of the first term of this roadmap. And in the next video, I'm going to be talking about my first week within the figure drawing unit. We'll talk about what I worked on, what I learned, and what areas I can improve in as we continue along this journey. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in joining me, I'm just getting started, so now's the time to jump on. Subscribe if you're interested. Leave a comment down below. Tell me a little bit about yourself. We can connect, and yeah, we can take this on together. So thanks again for watching, and have a great day.